Listen, I don't know about you, but I started a business so I could do this. Travel, be with friends, be with family, create memories. I didn't do it to sit at the computer all day. I didn't do it so that I could just be in countless emails and Zoom meetings. I did it to create opportunities for myself and opportunities for others. So listen, if that's something that interests you, enjoying time with your friends, being out and about, definitely drop by Erica Williams' Classy Climb blog. Check out the YouTube channel. We've got over 2,000 videos of free information that's actually changed people's lives. People actually post their new jobs, their new careers, their new businesses all the time over at the channel.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classic On blog. Yes, it is Saturday. You're thinking, Erica, there's football on. My nephew just left from soccer. Listen, all those things I agree with. Yes. Why is it this way? Because I'm going to get in and out and call it a day. All right, let's go. Drop your city and state in the chat. I really want to call this video Cut the Crap. Cut the crap. Knock it off. You're making it up now, okay? That's what I wanted to call it. But I said, let me calm down. Now let me show you why. Because all the stuff that we can go all kind of Negro logic, we can go all over the place with this stuff. But nothing beats all that mumbo jumbo talk like pure numbers and facts. This is blackdemographics.com. Yes, this is 2021. Somebody's gonna say, but what about the layoffs? Relax. All right, now let's get into it. I want a brother making 6 figures. All right, listen, ma'am. It's 926,560 of them spread across the USA. Good luck. Black women, there's 721,000. You make it over 100K a year. This is why I tell y'all, knock it off. Knock it off. Majority of y'all down here is 65 of that. Like, this is not even the majority. If you really come down here, right about here, 50K to 64,000, 40,000 to 49,000, and a big million right here at 30K to 39,000. We got people down here earning $19,000 a year down here. And then we still got 5 million people with no money at all. Like, y'all, that's a whole nother part of it. We got 5 million people with no money on the men's side. 5 million, we're guessing these are a combination of homeless and whatever else. And 6 million black women with no money at all. So when I come on here and tell you some of these YouTubers are making $300,000 a year, and you like, well, YouTube ain't reliable. Shut up. Stop it. Cut it out. There's a reason they all run into the same play, okay? Now, only thing that makes you different from your neighbor at this point in the game is how you invest your money. If you get up to debt, up to your eyeballs in student loan debt and cars and expensive apartments, guess what? That's how you have decided to play the game. This is why sometimes when you talk to people like, well, they should just go get a job, and they're, maybe Ubering and they're doing a combination of stuff, and it gets them close to 40,000 a year. This is why somebody was commenting the other day and they think they were slick and they were trolling the show. That's why I blocked them and them for further commenting, because it's goofy time. We're still back on block ministry. Oh yeah, all these gurus failed. No, baby. Listen, we got what y'all talking about and we got what the IRS saying. The IRS is saying a lot of these people got 3, 4, 5 rental properties. Some of them I personally know in Atlanta, which ain't a cheap city. In Virginia, which ain't another not cheap city. Parts of Virginia are not cheap. And they're trying to play in your face like you're dumb. There's 2 podcasters I know right now with a $1.7 million house in Dallas, Texas. But hear these people tell it. Yeah, I see these gurus. Yeah, these gurus losing everything. Stop. Cut it out. Get some help. For real, get some help. Like that's not even hating. That's just delusional. Now, I just want to pull this up because sometimes we'll tell black people, hey, maybe you should go do help desk. And this guy was like, oh, I'm not trying to take a pay cut. Okay, the help desk was 50K to, 70K a year. That's where most of these SDR roles are at. 50K to 70K a year. Now, you can play some people some of the time, but not all the time. I know for a fact, let's just do black women. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just say there's 4 million black women who would love to move up to the 50K a year mark. Say same for black men. They would love to move up, right? You talking about these SDR roles where people getting paid 120, they get all the way to account executive. They would love that. They would be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 million that would love to move up to 120K a year. This is why I go straight to the numbers. Give me the numbers. Show me where I'm not one of those petty people like, oh, well, you got to show me the link in the video. No, I know how to Google. I know how to look it up. These people want you to believe they're paying $1,000 a month in child support and they only make $30K a year. Stop it. No judge in America would do that. Even in Alaska, where 2 kids on child support back in the 90s was $1,000. My dad was still making $100,000 in Alaska. This is why when people try to tell you, oh, Erica, business owners don't make that much and people ain't making money out here. Child support got these brothers. They're going to lose. They can't even get a house. When the national average for child support is $257, $247, $274. Now there's another statistic that say it went up during the pandemic to $430. Now, if you're a brother and you got to pay $430 in child support, let me just go there. Guess what? The whole United States doesn't care. You know why we don't care? Those are your children. Erica, what about the brother that didn't take a DNA test? Baby, let me just tell you, if you didn't take a DNA test and you paying for this child, whose fault is that? Go to court. Do what you got to do. All these people here tomorrow, they side with the mother. Listen, the only thing you need to be able to get custody, and how do I know? I have 3 male cousins that have full custody of their children. They were in the military, crazy work schedule, but guess what? They had housing in their name, a car in their name, and a stable job. And the judge said, here you go. I had a friend down here, the girl cheated on him. The only reason the girl had custody is because she was living with her parents. When the parents said, oh, the daughter moved out, we've been watching the granddaughter. The judge said, what? You got a whole father here in my courtroom and the daughter don't even live with y'all? Hey, full custody granted him. Don't even leave here with the child today. I don't care if she ain't got no clothes. Put that child in that man's hands and go on. This is why y'all can't fool me with these sob stories. Because what you're telling me is you don't have housing in your name. You don't have a job in your name. You're not making money in your name. And that's why the judge didn't give you full custody. That's the part. Because lawyer after lawyer keeps coming online telling you, oh, if they fight for it, we'll give it to them. 87% of men don't fight for it. Well, Erica, maybe they don't know their rights and all that. I'm cool with all that. But I want to get to numbers. This is why you can't woo me with these like internet lies. Because I'm really out here doing this. I'm really out here in these streets. I really told you I delivered pizzas and worked at an apartment complex and made $120,000 in a year off of it. So when people tell you, Erica, you don't understand how hard it is to make $100K, baby, it just depends on the city and state. I always will give you that. Your location matters. If you're in the middle of a town with 3,000 people, it's going to be hard. Right? But I bet if you're in a town of 3,000 people, your rent is $400 a month. If you're in middle nowhere, Virginia, your rent's $400 a month. I'm not saying you in Newport News. I'm talking about in the woods, Virginia. What's up, Fairfax, Virginia in the building? I see you. Huntsville, Alabama. Stafford, Texas. Reno, Nevada. We see you. What's up, Rosenberg, Texas? I just want to show these numbers because I want people to kind of let go of this. Everybody's making 6 figures. Actually, most of us are not. They're not. So when someone brings up opportunities on channels like these where you can make income and then people come in the comments and be petty, it's hilarious to me. Because really what Tone Talks was talking about, and the reason I even brought it up yesterday, is the fact that most of you are in these ranges. Now, your white neighbor could be making $40K a year. They both could be teachers. But guess what? They have a parent putting money down for them to have a down payment on the house. That's it. This is why we have so many people who are obsessed with credit, because they know this is what they're going to be making for the rest of their life. So what is their choices? How can they put 10K away a year if they're making $40K a year? How can they buy rental properties and real estate if this is what they're making a year? Just 100%, y'all. This is why I say the first step is making the most money you can possibly make that you can handle. That's why when I told y'all about the video of the brother who is in a 100K a year job, he's bored and he want to go be a server. Sir, if anything, go work in construction. Go work outside. You're that bored, you need to find new goals to have, because 100K a year job is not something they just give away. If it's that boring to you, you need to find some afternoon activity and way to be social with others. Okay? When people start talking about, yeah, black businesses don't make no money. On average, they make 35K. Listen. Do you know how many people got in trouble for amending their taxes? Do you know how many times the IRS knows how much these people made off all these platforms, off all these things? Right? And then gonna tell them, oh, black business owner make 35. That's after they write everything off. Donald Trump some years has said he ain't made no money. Do you think he's not made any money? This is the biggest complaint of all these mortgage brokers, that all these business owners, on paper, the company that made $300, $400, $500,000, but you coming in there saying you made 35 because you done wrote everything off. This is why when you be quoting me about black businesses don't make no money, I'm like, so you think that person really spent all year making no money? Riding around in BMWs, riding around in new cars, new houses, didn't make any money. Okay, cool. If you believe that, baby, I got all kind of stuff I can sell you. All right. So let's keep it a buck. These are the numbers. Once you know your numbers, now you can go, well, dang, Erica, I love what you're talking about. Okay, love what you're talking about. Or if somebody like David Williams comes in here and say, hey, I can help you make $2,000 extra a month in a stock training class, and y'all act like, oh, I don't want to do stocks. Baby, an extra $2K a month is $24,000. That's, you'll be making what a million black women make. Okay, like let's stop playing these games. Okay, yes, when Kevin Samuels was like 80% of working women work, when I go in comment sections and tell people that, well, what is that data from? Trust me, brother, all the white women ain't not working. Your buddies at work lying if they telling you all they women ain't working. They're working. That's how they're able to afford the $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 house. Now, she may stop working once she gets in that house. I've seen that play a lot, where they do, oh, they working real hard. They turning in them taxes. They turning in that paperwork. Then they close in that house and old girl pregnant 2 months later. I seen that play. Everybody's seen that play. It ain't new. But majority of them are working. So once you know this number, right? I had a friend who is in real estate. She just closed like 3 or 4 houses. All her clients didn't make more than $70K a year in Central Texas. And people are like, oh, it's so hard to buy a house. Her last 3 or 4 clients made 60, 70K a year together. Husbands and wives together. So what does that tell you? The white people she working with ain't making no money, but they're buying what? A house. Why? Because they're in Central Texas and it's guaranteed for the what? Rent to go up. Oh no, Erica, the rent's gonna all fall down. All right. Samsung done told you they're bringing 10,000 Koreans in. A couple other companies told you they about to bring another additional 5,000 people into that area. Now, all them people may not stay year round, but they're going to be there taking up space. The only way, if you see this numbers on the screen, that you have an opportunity to get a head and shoulders above everybody else is assets. You're in an asset-based society. You're in an economy that requires you to have assets. Now, I'm going to show you this tab because some people are like, well, Grant Cardone and them said, don't get a single family property because that ain't no money. Okay, let me show you this.
Taxes. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing I've always said. It's like, you're not buying rentals for like the monthly cash flow, real, like that's the, like a lot of guys buy properties that break even, and it's like, why would anyone do that? Well, it's like, if you got a $300,000 deduction this year, I mean, that's going to save you, what's 40% of that? That's 120 grand that you would have paid in taxes, plus you get all the appreciation upside.
Yeah, and it's a safe place for you to park your money too, versus just leaving it in cash. You're parking your money into an asset and you're saying, okay, I'm going to let someone else pay down the mortgage for me. Even if I break even on this, I just saved $120,000, $300,000 on my tax bill, which allows me to reinvest it back into my business, which is going to give me a far better return.
Yeah, and that's why most people buy rentals.
That's why most people buy rentals, is not just for the cash flow on the front end. It's for the cash flow you get on the back end when you're saving money on taxes.
Yeah, and that's kind of thing I've always said. It's like, you're not buying rentals for like,
Okay, so they were eating Ryan's ass up. They were, pause, that sounded crazy. They were going hard on the internet. They was talking bad about, Ryan said don't buy one house at a time and real estate changed my life. So they was out here just gnashing of teeth, going off. So Ryan had to backpedal it. He had to be like, no, you guys, what I meant was, so now he's trying to clean up with Carlton Dennis and all these other people. He's trying to butter you back up into watching him, right? Yeah, for sure. Listen, even in Louisiana, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And so he knows his audience did not like that. He knows the Bigger Pockets audience didn't like it. They were offended. Why? Because the majority of those people, I just showed you the pay income. Majority of those people are engineers, nurses, right? And the only way they can move up is if they buy a duplex this year and they live in one side and rent out the other, or they buy a rental property and it only brings them extra $500. Same thing. Lisa Phillips and all these people telling you, go buy that 30K house in the hood, clean it up, put, another 30K in it. And now you're renting out for 1,000, 1,200, or you put it on Section 8. These people been showing you the play, but that's the front end, right? All these people saying, oh, you only gonna make some $200 a month off your rental. That's not true. Not everybody can buy rentals cash. I understand that, but a majority of these people don't realize, if let's say I put, it's I'm going to do old school basic. It's $100K rental. Okay. Yeah, that was a big pause. That was crazy. $100K rental, and you put 20 grand down, just old school math. This year, that rental should, if depending on if you're renting it out for, let's just say for sake of argument, you're renting it out for $2K a month. That's 24 grand at the end of the year. So you would have made your money back that you put in the down payment. Let's say you only made 1,200 every month off that rental. I'm gonna bring it even lower. 1,200 times 12. That means you made $14,000 back on the 20 grand you put into the property to close it up. I hope I didn't lose you in all the numbers, but all that to say, the percentages you're going to get returns as far as rentals, that first year, that money you like, oh, I got to put all this money down. You're going to get a bulk of that money back. A good chunk percentage of that money back. Now from there, you're just managing the rental so that it makes sense for the next 10 years. Don't buy it unless you're planning to keep it for 10 years, right? Now, where are they making the big money? Where they're build to rent. That's been a play for a minute now. They'll build to rent these smaller, multi-families, because usually that's how some of these people are working. They build, a 6 unit, a 12 unit, something small that they can afford to build. But let's say they're just building to rent on a duplex. They're going to build the duplex for $222,000. The valuation is going to come out in parts of Texas where I live. It's going to be $500,000. So you already now have $250,000 in built-in equity. So now you go to the bank, and on paper, you got a $500,000 duplex, right? With a loan at 200 some odd thousand, right? And it's rented, and you're getting tax write-off. This is why I tell people when they sit here and try to argue about, oh, I would never own real estate, the water, the pipes. Again, when I was talking yesterday about the trades, people like, oh, I don't order that many, I don't order that much of what did he say? A plumber or whatever. Yeah, you may have new rentals, but at some point, a lot of these older properties that people are buying need water, pipes, roofing, all this stuff. It's all deferred maintenance. I can literally drive right now around town and show you 100 houses that I'm like, damn, they're going to need a roof any day now. They're going to need a window. They're going to need a something. They're going to need a front porch. The house is leaning. Like, you'll see that all day and night. That's part of how the wholesalers win. Somebody got a hoarder house, a terrible house is looking terrible. And they're like, hey, man, I want $100K for my house. Bro, I got to put $70K in it just for it to be livable. You want to take this 40, 50? Yeah, I'll take it. Because they know. If not, they would have called a realtor to list their house. But their house is in disorder. It's deferred maintenance. So again, why do people who make significant money are looking for tax write-offs? Who would those people be? Business owners, people making over 100K a year. You're only going to get so far getting a mortgage deduction and a few smaller deductions. Again, I'm not no tax person. Call Brandy. She know the numbers. Okay. But I just want to tell you that's why Ryan had to come out there and fight for his life, because they was eating him up. Okay. Yes, it's called cross collateralization, and you can use it to purchase another property. You can use it to do new construction. If you're in my inner circle, we'll be talking about that. I found 2 more lenders who do that. They'll use whatever you got to cross collateralize something else. So you're not even coming out of money out of your pocket. That's the true real bird that y'all not really in the deep circles to know. They just keep rolling it. Oh, you got another property. Oh, I got a property over here. It's free and clear lien. Then they roll it onto something else. They roll it on another property. They roll it on another property. But if you over here arguing about who gonna pay for dinner and you only make $50K a year, that's you already lost. I can't do nothing for you till you wake up and determine 2 things. 1, I need to make more money, or I need to get more investments. Because some people say, well, Erica, I'm a teacher in this area. We don't make a lot. That's fine. I know plenty of teachers who have summer jobs, summer handyman, summer work, summer lawn care man. They're going to make their money because they don't have what? A choice. They know, like everybody else, in order for this to work, I need to make more money. Okay, let me go to the next. This is the tab I was sharing with y'all. Again, y'all ain't got
all of these factories. And the skilled craft segment of every economy is going to see a boom. If you're an electrician, you're a plumber, if you're a carpenter, we're going to need hundreds of thousands of them to build all of these factories. And the skilled craft segment of every economy is going to see a boom. If you're an electrician, you're a plumber, if you're a carpenter, we're going to need.
Now, why was the Samsung factory, the Hyundai factory bust such a big thing? Because immediately they're like, no, they have visas and they're here to train the workers how to work the machines. Erica, they don't know how to work the machines. No, they were there doing construction. They pulled the poor Asians from Korea to come do construction on a building. They were only supposed to be there to train what? Americans how to run the machines, how to put the machines together. But guess what? We don't have enough what? Blue collar people in that part of what? Savannah to do what? Build a factory. This is coming from the people who are actually spending the money to build the buildings. We don't have enough. And this is where I've got a license in a couple different things. I got a few certifications. I'll do a video talking about all the different licenses and certifications I have and why I got them. You literally will walk in the room and they can't find quotation mark licensed people to come do the work. Well, Erica, how do we know the Asians know what they're doing? They came over here to do construction. We don't know their licenses. We ain't got to. The person who owns the factory decided to bring those people. Right? And the government can try to clean it up all they want, but they didn't have enough what? People to come do the construction, people to put the HVACs in, people to put the flooring in. They were in a live construction zone. Now they're talking about, we don't know when the factory gonna open. You took our workers. That's why I said everybody that's a black person in that area, go line up. Go line up. They pulling anybody right now. I had 8 great uncles, grandma's brothers. They all leveraged existing rituals to acquire more. This is tried and true. Yeah. The bank's like, I'm not loaning against you. I ain't going to Aunt Dog's uncle. I'm going off the property. People got to realize it's just a real thing. So again, I posted this on the wall. And people be like, oh, we don't need that many plumbers and carpenters, electricians, because all this new stuff they put in these new houses. Do you know some of these new houses already gonna need all these trades anyway? Reshoring up things where people messed up, gutters, foam install, remeasuring roofs, 1-year warranties on a lot of these houses. What are you talking about? You think BlackRock's investing in blue collar companies because it's just fun? You think all these engineer bros out here are investing in blue collar companies because they just want to have some fun stuff? No, they're pulling in 15 to 20K a month off the side on some of these businesses. Why? Because they know you need to work. They know you're so busy arguing about 50-50 and black people don't make no monies, right? That you will miss the whole ocean for sea. Somebody put in the comments, oh, don't you think robots are going to do all this in 3 years? No, that sounds like a lazy person's excuse not to get off their ass. Oh, the robot's coming. Man, they've been saying that since 1960s. You get off your ass and get moving. I don't care if the robot's coming on Tuesday. You got till Tuesday to do something. And that's what people are hoping for. They're hoping for the next excuse. Well, Erica, I was gonna get a semi truck CDL, but they got robots coming. What? Man, if you don't get out of my face with that goofy talk, just goofy. And they mamas and uncles and grandmas gonna let them keep talking goofy in their house. Well, poor Robert can't find no job. I've seen a lot of white women online be like, well, my son got a computer science degree and he can't find a job. As soon as I put under the white lady's post, hey, did your son get an internship? Does he have any certifications? They oh, I don't know. I have to ask him, because that's a fake out. That's the next college degree is worthless as communications. Oh, I went to computer science. And that means what? You're dealing in an industry that needs specification. Or I'll put under the comments, he needs to go to help desk. Oh, I don't think he likes help desk. Don't matter. Don't matter what he like. You're telling me your grown adult graduated from college son is living at home with you and doesn't have a job and can't find one. This is how the Lulu people are. Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing help desk. You're not? Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Existing tradesmen will get rich. Blue collar wages have risen 5% in 3 months, according to the White House. Why? Because as they're rounding up people, they're going to need people to come on in. Hey, man, come on in, man. Need you to come on in. Need some help. Rich aren't starting plumbing companies either. Neither should you. They're investing in them, helping them grow in exchange for the upside. Basically, he's talking about rent and rate pages. You already know what time it is. 62% of contractors say landing new clients on their own is a headache. 70% of home-based services are now booked and purchased online. 500 billion will flow through websites like ours each year for the next 5 years. I know people ain't ready to hear this, but this is what's coming. Right? All the old school guys who don't like websites and I don't want to deal with that. And I just call people on the phone and I text people. Oh, that's cool, man. Oh, that's cool. Right? But somebody has to be online. Somebody has to work it. Somebody has to figure out the customer service, right? Somebody. And who are those somebodies? There always going to be people who need work. Who need, like, hey, man, I'll just get to work today, man. Just call me. I mean, they worried about robots every day. Every day, man. Every day. The robots, Erica. Man, if y'all don't get out of here. It's wild. There's no trade work, especially the Southwest thing ever was taking trades out of schools. Not having trades will be people's downfall. And you know what? Here's the crazy part. There may be a lot of handyman black men in parts of that area. Like I call Savannah the dirty Charleston. A lot of those people think they just supposed to walk around and look fancy and not do real work in that part of the South. There's a lot of boat and fishermen related folks in that area. The kicker is getting certified and being a registered whatever, electrician, whatever they want to be, right? They have to go through the community college system down there. And a lot of people don't want to do it. They don't want to do 6 months. They don't want to do a year. Oh, Eric, I can't afford to take off and do anything. And this is why it's so dangerous, because now we're at a bottleneck. South Carolina's at a bottleneck on its healthcare and its construction stuff. So I mean, I'm not even disrespectful in the commentary. I'm just always seeing a lot of white parents now. Oh, our son has computer science degree and he can't get a job. And then you start asking for specifics. They don't know. Does he have any certifications, man? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. You don't? Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. I just keep on not going about my day. I live near the new data center in New Carlson, Indiana, a 9-year construction project, and the union can't find enough electricians. Had to pull people from out of state to keep up with deadlines. I believe it every day. This is why when somebody says, "Oh, my husband's a welder and he don't make no money," if he ain't making no money at the house with y'all, you might as well put him on the road and pull in that 200, 300,000 a year. See, people don't want to hear that. Like I saw a video of this woman crying her eyes out because her husband was a truck driver. Baby, if he got other skills, he can drive local. If he wants to own his truck, he can still drive less and make more money. People don't want responsibility because they're not realistic about the numbers I just showed y'all earlier. I'm saying this from experience. If somebody gets a computer science degree and they don't have a job, it's because they really don't want to work that hard in their field. Let me tell you something, Donald. We have a family member that is a engineer, and talking about he couldn't find a job. Our other uncle put the foot to his ass, and then he got a job. People sometimes don't want to work. They trying to play off like, oh, it's the environment and nobody likes me. Well, bro, you got to shower. You got to cut your hair. You got to get out of them Star Wars shirts. Okay. Like the white boys can get away with that. You cannot. Cut it out. I know these kids right now about to graduate with a computer science degree. I suggest so many roles to them and they just turn their head at it. They're going to get out here and learn. When they see their friends doing the summer in Europe, when they see their friends doing the Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, they're going to be like, man, I need some money. I should have listened to Mr. Donald. I'm just telling y'all. I saw there was 14 new remote roles. Like, you know, Indeed sends this email all the time. I said, look at all them remote roles. People came, ain't no remote jobs either. They still out there. So why is this important? Why do I keep showing you guys this stuff? Why do I keep showing y'all these different pages? Because a lot of these older guys, and they're not even older, they're in their 30s. But what they realize is, man, if I'm working 60 hours a week, you know, I don't really want to work that hard, right? And instead, they're going to build websites. They're going to do a lot of stuff to get around what we call working hard, right?
6 years ago.
Let me see if I can find it. So this is Congress.
6 years ago in 2019, Ilhan Omar entered Congress $45,000 in debt. That's what she listed on her financial disclosure. And 0 positive assets. She owned nothing outright. Then she spent 6 years making a salary of $174,000 a year. Now, even if we were to just forget taxes and imagine that she was able to spend none of that money, that would put her net worth somewhere in the neighborhood of like $1 million. But let's be real, taxes do exist, and she obviously had to pay to live. So her real net worth should probably be around, I don't know, 300 to 400 grand. Do you want to know what her net worth is 6 years later after she entered Congress with $45,000 worth of debt and 0 assets? $30 million. 6 years ago in 2019, Ilhan Omar entered Congress
I'm sorry. Elizabeth Warren ass up there getting paid $10 million. Okay. From Big Pharma. Regardless of what side of the aisle they're on, I want y'all to understand money will flow to people who get attention. You already know that. Money, opportunities will flow to people who get attention. Secondly, they're sitting neck to neck with millionaires. All it takes is 1 or 2 millionaires talking about, oh, well, here, you could do this, you could do that. Right? I'm sitting here telling you the play on some of these businesses. Now, I had a year we did really successful in our business. It was a couple years ago. To this day, I still get offers from companies to give crazy money. Crazy money. And they're going off of years old taxes. So you have to understand people are not paying attention to the new rules, right? So N1 Play 5 said, I got 32 certs and a comp science degree. If you don't have a bleeding edge, skills won't get you hired. People are playing games. Boom. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, we found in our okay, I can't do that. You're gonna get me in trouble. I'm 39 working 60 hours a week. What are the websites I need to make? They're basically making ranking rent sites. So but long in the story short, again, you can check them out over here. Let me go over here to this one. Now, remember earlier, your boy said we just need to make policies. If we just make policies, you know, everything will work out and it'll be magic. So I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to show you this. This is why you can't rely on policy and government.
People. North Dakota pays $35 million to Israel to kill innocent people. Washington, D.C., $73 million. Delaware, $46 million. Ohio, $469 million. Georgia, $452 million. Arizona, $315 million. Florida, $1.3 billion. Hawaii, $61 million. Texas, $1.4 billion. Pennsylvania, $640 million. These numbers are astronomical. And if you go back and look at what this federal money could do for the people of that individual state, it's absolutely ludicrous. There is no reason that anyone in this country should be poor. And the fact that our government officials, that our elected officials are giving this money off to other countries is disgusting and should be illegal and worthy of treason. You now know why Our politicians go to Israel before they're elected, why they kiss their wall, why they worship them. And I don't have a problem with Israelis or Jews. They're perfectly fine. It is not their fault. It is the government of Israel that is killing innocent people with this money. And it is our government who is supplying them with the money, with the weapons to do the killing. This is evil. And it is the governments that must be held accountable. This is how much money each state is paying to the government of Israel to kill innocent people. Tennessee pays $282 million to Israel to kill people. Connecticut pays $325 million to kill innocent people. North Dakota pays $35 million to Israel to kill innocent people. Washington, D.C., $73 million. Delaware, $40.
Let me get on out of there. I don't want y'all to. Let me show you this. Okay, right here. This is Nate Barger. He lives in Ohio, but I'm gonna show you. Hold on. I'll be talking bad about Ohio, but you gotta hear it.
90 days of getting out, you had your first property. Today, you up to 9 properties, bro. I'm so proud of you, man. What do you got? I mean, how much have you learned over the past few years?
I can tell the difference between coming to this conference and my first conference. Well, you know, I was shy when I came the first time. Now I'm just soaking in all the information, and I'm more confident in what I'm doing. And I done learned a whole lot that make the confidence, you know. So I'm real more confident. I got more knowledge, and basically everything works. I still got a lot more to learn.
Yeah, but you humble. You said you went from being on the block to now you buying the block, right?
Being on the block to owning the block.
And I know this just a number, but when you gonna be a millionaire?
I said next 3 years.
Next 3 years? You already got 9 properties. You can do it quicker than that, baby.
I know I can do it quicker than that. I'm just saying no longer.
His mind is not ready.
That's okay. Take your time. Enjoy it along the way, man. I'm really proud of you, man. You guys want to learn how to do the Bird method, man? What they need to do, man?
Get in the group.
Get in the group. You was in prison. You was in there every day. Every day you was on every call, man. I didn't even know you was real because you ain't had no screen. But who can do this? Do you need money to do it?
I ain't have no money. I ain't have no credit. What else you need? Money, credit. All I had was the knowledge. The knowledge. The knowledge is the money.
And if you got the knowledge, people will give you the money if you know how to underwrite it, right?
I have not paid for one property yet. My partners, they be rushing me to get properties now. Like, let's get some more. Let's get some more. Let's get some more.
Tell me about the deal that you sending a wire over for right now. You were just showing me.
We got a deal that's we paid $55 for it. We finna put $79 in it, and after we finish it, it's gonna be worth $235.
So how much equity you creating there?
So that's 126. Close to 90 to 100,000.
Man, awesome job. Then you're gonna go refinance out?
Yeah, refinance out.
How much you gonna refinance out on that one? You think?
About after I pay everybody back, I come back out like 22.
So you have 22,000 cash, plus you will still own the asset. You will still have what, about 50, 60,000 equity?
Yeah.
And then how much is your debt payment gonna be?
Around about I think like $1,300 if I ain't mistaken.
For principal, interest, tax, and insurance, and what can you rent that place for?
About 17.
So you got about a couple $100 a month in cash flow after your vacancy, 22,000 cash, 60, 70,000 in equity. Is that a great deal or just an okay deal?
That's an okay deal.
Why'd you do it?
What? Because it's the area.
Because of the appreciation.
The area.
Yep. If you guys want to learn how to do this, man, comment Bird below. I got you, baby.
All right. Let me show you. Again. Nothing stops you but your mind. Even when he asked him, when you gonna be a millionaire, he's like, 3 years. And he's like, you can do it faster than that. But it's not about how fast it is when he's ready to do it. Because if he gets it too fast, he'll burn it back out. Now, again, Nate has a black wife. This is his son. It's like being modeled.
Dad, I'm not going to college. What do you think about that?
And long story short, he just teaching, wholesaling. He teaching some really good stuff. I just want to highlight him. I always want to show y'all that, like, don't let people get you wrapped up in, these business owners don't make no money. He has 9 properties. What did I tell y'all? If you own 3 properties in America, you are already in the 1% of society. Like, I'm not even being funny. A lot of people have second properties. There's millions of Americans with second properties. To have 3 properties in America, you are in the 1%. When Bernie Sanders came out there and Bernie Sanders people learned that he had 3 houses, boy, they was roasting Bernie Sanders. They were writing articles about how he ought to be shaming himself. He's supposed to be down with the people. So again, 9 properties out of prison, you know what I mean? Making calls, making moves, knocking doors. Why? Because he's probably in an area where he sees a lot of distress maintenance. And once he flipped that first property, right? Once he gets that first property done, now they believe, right? Now they believe. Now it's real, right? And these areas are cheap. He's in Cincinnati. Y'all know how cheap it is in the Midwest, right? You're gonna have to get like 10, 12 properties. But everybody gets to start somewhere. So I'm not trying to knock it. I just want to show y'all again. He live on a big old lake. If you actually go watch his videos, he live on a big old lake, and he be recording off the back. Okay. Wealth doesn't always look the way people on the internet want you to say it looks. That's okay, Nate. You ain't gotta understand. There's a lot of videos you can watch. Exactly, Tam. Let's go. Okay. Let me see what do I have the other video I was gonna show y'all? Let me see. I might not have it. Oh no, I might not have it. Well, I'm gonna show you this one more time, and I'm gonna here we go. Anyway, this is income right here. You know, Tam makes so much money, they don't even got her on this chart. She ain't even on here. But I just want y'all to understand, like, the numbers in the game is simple. You need to make as much income as possible so that the spillover lets you invest in rentals. The spillover lets you snowball your way to freedom. It just gives you options, right? I don't know if y'all saw what was happening at Starbucks. You know, they won't write Charlie Kirk on a cup. They're being terrible. So then they come out and say, yeah, y'all can write Charlie Kirk on a cup so these weirdo people will get out of the store and quit tripping. But the reason I bring up real estate and the reason I bring up investments on here so much is the number one people complaining about housing, the price of housing, gentrification, is us. And so then when I talk to you about owning a property, I don't want to own a house. Well, then you cannot complain about renting. And when the landlord decides you got to go, you got to go. That's what renting means. I will be moved. At some point in time, I have to move. Make as much as you can. And you can argue back and forth with me about starting businesses and these gurus, look at these gurus, they lost their stuff. And it's like, what are you talking about, bro? Because y'all want people hanging their head out the window with a champagne bottle, you know, and a 20-foot person table with a chandelier over top to say they got money. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, first thing, owning isn't for everybody. And guess what? When you complain about your landlord, when you complain about your job, that's why people look at y'all stupid. That's how people look at y'all stupid, because they be like, oh, won't you buy a house? Oh, I can't. Maintenance. Exactly. You in the comments, you saying it right, CC. Maintenance. Owning isn't for everybody. You know, marriage isn't for everybody. Would y'all tell some of y'all daughters this? No, you would not. You know you wouldn't. You would want them to have what? Common sense. What's the best? You know, the Daisies, the Beckys, the Karens ain't telling their daughters marriage ain't for everybody. They ain't doing that. Only in our community, we jumping through hoops to tell people that shit. It's embarrassing. That's why you got to see the numbers. Right? So once you see these numbers and you can make a determine, okay, Erica, I need to make 20K more. This is why when I talk about digital products and some people ain't made 30, 50K a year with their digital products, that plus a job, they have 2 incomes coming into their house. And I keep telling y'all, if you look at some of these influencers, the only thing they want to do is have a place so they can record videos, right? And there was one of the people on the starter story that I showed y'all. He had went viral saying a bunch of crazy stuff, right? Then he just got tired one day and went and bought a SaaS company. That's why I'd be like, y'all not seeing the play here, okay? Having a running business that will put 15 to 20K in your pocket a month is how it works. How the engine rolls, right? I'm gonna show y'all an example of this guy. And many of y'all follow him. I can see it online. This is Carlos. He just be showing you himself cleaning his house. And because he's a black man, it's like, oh my God, he's cleaning his house. Wow, he's making coffee. Wiping stuff down. Like I promise y'all this. Oh man. This what people, and so when you ask what are these influencers doing, this bro is recording himself cleaning his house, bro, making coffee, walking around, and gets tons of views because people want to I guess, clean their house and sit down somewhere. It's crazy. Like he was talking about how he had 2 places in California because his girl had a baby and he couldn't keep up this look at the place where they lived. And then when they broke up, he moved back to Texas, got a townhouse in Texas. And this is why I keep telling y'all, like, people like, I'm gonna live in New York. I'm gonna go all these other places that you could literally just film yourself. I mean, he has a lot of sponsors. I'm gonna get out of there. Get them assets. Yeah. Right. Like the old people say, don't let them people trick you out your spot. It happens every day. First, people need to own some type of housing, whether it's a house or land or double wide, just something for sure. I know people right now who older parents have double wides and land and people moving in it. But I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. At the end of the day, if you're in the Digital Liberty Warriors or the Middleman to Millions, we posted the content for y'all to see. I just show y'all this right here, and you can go right here on this website called blackdemographics.com. It breaks it down population. We're at 15%. Right now, this one is called How Many Men and Black Women Work in the Labor Force. We got 6 million Black women, they ain't working at all. We got 5.3 Black men, they're not working at all. Part-time, as you can see, work full-time. Okay. And then you roll down here, and that's how you see the data for the numbers. Okay. I just want y'all to understand, like, if the sooner, the quicker you get to the data, you get to the numbers. If I sit here and tell you, hey man, if you own a piece of land, we can get building. You got 20K, 30K. You want to come join our inner circle group? It's 5K. You ready to get going? Let's go. All these things, when I talk to y'all about them, they're real life. They're numbers. I'm gonna get you to the numbers. I'm gonna get you to the lending companies. I'm gonna get you to the builders. Part of why you're going to see a Middleman to Millions this season, this fall, is I started up a construction company. In my way, I was going to buy a HVAC company for $1.2 million. A lot of that will be in the documentary. You'll see it. But that's why I want you to understand, like, keep it pushing, keep it moving. Don't get lost in the sauce. This channel, among many others, we talk about what are the numbers, how much do you need? And that's the real solutions. Telling y'all that we got to get policy in here. We got to get the government to come help us. There's no solution. Black people just gonna, well, then y'all might as well just jump off a bridge and end it today, right? Or you can actually just look at the numbers in front of you, the real data, and then you can make a determination what you need to go, how you can change your life. All right. So look, you guys, this is your girl, Erica Classic Unblocked. I am actually going to go enjoy my Saturday and go grill out or something to that effect. So listen, you guys, this is your girl, Erica Classic Unblocked. Hope this was helpful. Go back and watch it. But yeah, numbers is the quickest route for it. Once you have the numbers, you can know what to do with yourself and where to put yourself and how to move. And if you don't believe me, go look on Indeed.com. Go look at Glassdoor.com. Go check out the data for yourself. All right, later.
You've probably been seeing these commercials for Middleman to Millions course. What is Middleman to Millions? We're teaching so many people how to have service businesses. The upcoming year, one of the fastest growing businesses you will see are service businesses and digital businesses. Why is that? Because so many things need repairs, need maintenance. And guess what? We have a shortage of men and also women who can do things. Listen, I'm not the best with a hammer, but I know I can gather a crew of people to get things done. And that's what I've done with 2 of my service businesses. And that's what I'll be teaching if you check us out in the Middleman to Millions course. And look forward to us on the road with Digital Liberty Tour 2024. It's Erica Williams.